Something's not right. Hold on. Whoa. The Matrix celebrates its 20th anniversary this year. No time like the present to look back at it and actually talk about this film, even though pretty much everybody in the history of the world has talked about this film. At this point in time, when it comes to reviewing films like this, I'm kind of faced with the question, what more am I going to add to it that has not already been said before? Pretty much everything about this film has been discussed, intellectually and even as a film. It's ranked amongst the greatest films ever made, which it rightfully deserves. It's been talked about in various philosophy classes even. Books upon books have been written about it, talking about the ideas it brings up, how interesting the ideas are for some people, or even how in some concepts could actually be pretty viable, logical concepts that are discussed in our day-to-day lives. There's a lot of interesting aspects to this film. However, I'm going to talk about the movie because, well, that's what we do on this channel. Thomas Anderson, played by Keanu Reeves, who goes by the computer hacker named Neo, gets a very strange message one night. At the nightclub, he later on meets Trinity, and the day after that, while at his mundane job, he gets a call from Morpheus. Some agents are after him because it's believed that he may be the one who will bring balance to the real world which is existing within the Matrix. The Matrix that he doesn't know about yet until he actually meets Morpheus. When he is given a choice between choosing between the red pill or the blue pill, and by taking the red pill, Neo enters the Matrix, this world which is essentially supposed to really be the real world. There are so many interesting concepts to be brought up with the Matrix, and constantly are brought up to this day. But I'm not here to talk about the philosophy so much, even though they are one of the most fascinating aspects of the film. Because once Morpheus starts to tell you more about the Matrix, and tell you more about how things work in the Matrix, and how real the Matrix can be, and how that reality is the reality that you should really believe in, certain thoughts come to your head. What if all of this, all of what is going on in our lives, is within the Matrix? What if everything that we've been doing so far is part of a program that is typed out, and that is the world that we're seeing? Or is it something more than just that? Or is all of what the film's saying complete nonsense, and the world we're living in is the real world and it's perfect and there's never going to be anything wrong with it? There are so many different ways to interpret the Matrix, and debates upon debates have happened about it. It's the reason why it's so influential. It's a reason why it makes one of the greatest movies of all time lists. But not just the philosophies, like I said. I mean, let's just talk about the film itself. It's a beautifully directed film. The Wachowskis amazingly handled this film. The cinematography, the action sequences, and the filmmaking perspective. This film is masterfully made. It's beautifully directed. The dialogue is very good. It's very well written. It doesn't go into very preachy territory as much as we'll go into the sequels later on. They do. Or it doesn't go into too much pretentious territory, again, as much as some parts of the sequel do, especially when we get to Revolutions. But the thing about this film that does it so well is that it handles it in a very balanced manner. It gives you all the stuff that you're expecting to see from a film like this, even though audiences in 1999 probably didn't know what the hell to expect. And it gives you those amazing action moments. Some of them are the best I've ever seen in cinema and remain to be, like the sequence, of course, where Neo dodges bullets, still remains an iconic piece in cinema. But there are certain other things about the film that are just so well done. The thing about films that I love, and with a film like The Matrix, which I think is done so well, is that there is a certain passion and ambition that has gone into this project. And the Wachowskis put so much into this that even if you are someone who thinks the film is just okay and not that great, you can't help but admire it. It just does certain things so well that it's hard not to look at the screen and go, yeah, that's amazing. This is a vision realized to its full potential, and the way it can continue the story is going to be so fascinating. What is the world? What is the real world? You know, the Matrix is easy. It's just falling green code, right? Not really, is it? I mean, that falling green code, anything is possible. The possibilities are endless. Like, it's easy to watch scenes where Morpheus jumps across buildings and see Neo going, whoa. It's a world where that's possible. It's that idea is made so normal and so possible. The thing about Neo being the one is also something that can allude to many different things, but really it's just the fact that he is able to identify the things that are wrong. And that everything in the Matrix is, of course, a visual manifestation of things. Smith is essentially a virus targeting the system. And Neo can essentially be looked at as an antivirus, so to speak. The thing that is the perfect program or software to take on this bug that's gonna keep coming back. There's a great metaphor in there somewhere. I'm sure somebody's made this point before. If not, maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm crazy in making that point. The Matrix is considered a masterpiece by a lot of people, and to an extent, yes, it absolutely is. It is one of my favorite movies of all time, but if I was to say there's something which is an issue with The Matrix, I would say at points, the Wachowskis have given acting beats to certain characters which aren't the best. Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne, all three of them are great. And they're good in this movie. It's just that sometimes the beats that are given to each of these actors just feels a little one note and a little flat. Like I said, going back to that whoa scene, it's just, that doesn't feel like the best acting beat moment for that particular scene. You know, I wanted to see a more sense of awe for Neo. Unless the whole plan was that because he's so used to seeing things through a computer, everything's feeling a little unappealing to him, maybe. That could be a thing. I don't know. Some people can interpret it like that. You also got an amazing villain with Agent Smith and Hugo Weaving giving a fantastic performance, a terrific soundtrack, which to this day I listen to, and visual effects that do stand the test of time. There's a lot to admire about The Matrix. There's a reason people say that it's still as good as it was many, many years ago, and people still talk about it to this day. And I haven't even gotten to the spoon scene, or even everything with the Oracle, in fact. There are so many profound moments in that scene. I don't even want to spoil parts of the film, and the reason I'm keeping this vague is because of that. If you've not seen The Matrix, go see it. Right now. I don't want to ruin anything. It's all about the power of belief, really, if you really think about it. It's about believing. It's about making choices. And it's about forming your own life as compared to the one that is given to you. The idea of being free in your mind, so to speak. Of course, I'm going to give The Matrix a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry if this review seems a little disjointed. It's also because so many thoughts are coming into me at once. It's funny revisiting a movie like this so many years later. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to the reviews for The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions very soon. Get used to this green. It's not going anywhere. This is going to be there for a while. So, as always, if you like this, please do subscribe. And see you guys at the movies.